the European. Though the Arabs, okay, so they were much interested in the trade. They were not interested in colonization. And that is the difference between the trans-Saharan trade or the long-distance trade and the trade between West Africa and the European, which virtually became what? A transatlantic slave trade.
So these guns are still the ones they call the synonym muskets?
Yeah.
Okay. So before the guns came,
so this is what
your ancestors were using.
This is what we're using. So before you,
was they that powerful? The bow and arrow?
They were powerful, but at least how many times will you be putting this in when somebody have already put in, the gun in here actually? And even when they gave her the single barrel, they went in for double, triple barrel, and that's why even if people tell you that even if you look at the Second War, because they were having superior weapons, if not the Ashanti would have.
That is this Ghana West level.
So the Ashanti would have defeated them, but because they have more superior weapon than them, so they have to use it because.
Okay. I told you I wanted us to take a look at the coins, the historical antecedents for the money that we spent today, and we're currently at the Ghana Museums and Monuments Board. So we're looking at rich history, Ghana Month right here on TV3 New Day. Dr. Mahmoud Malik Sako, an assistant director right here, and then also an archaeologist. Yeah. And so he's well vested. And I see what they call Nyanya in Ghana, etc. But
that is the Ghana state. So at least when we are they are our landlord, so we have to also display. So every year we try to change it into different culture. So this year, and we changed this one last year, we are just to change it into a different culture. So that is what the Wulomi, and then we have the Asafoche.
All right. So we have to wind up our education. So
okay, by the European, after they have actually abolished the use of what? The carriage cell.
Mm-hmm. All right. So we're climbing up the stairs,
and that is that's what we call it. The top we call it the nation, because this is the time you actually have our independence. We started doing our own thing. We're still trying to have that kind of fight, and then you can also see the big six. Portrait.
So you have also represented the bust of the big six. Just come closer. So that's where they are.
Yeah, that's where they are. So from there we go to the currency.
All right. So they are who is the first?
The first one is William Oforiatta.
Okay. William Oforiatta.
Yeah, the former.
And then the second one?
The second one is Obecha Palente.
Great.
Yeah.
And then the third?
The third is David Donker.
Yeah. Okay. And then the fourth?
William Ofori.
Okay.
Then we have Akwaje.
Okay.
And then
the man himself.
The man who founded Ghana. But they say we shouldn't say so. But at least he was.
Yeah, well, you're a historian, so your perspective matters as well. But we've come to the Ghanaian currency through the ages. Where would you start from?
So what I have to start is to look at the British West African currency.
Okay,
so you can see what is there.
The first one here?
Yeah, so the whole of these was the British West African Currency Board. So what happened is that when they realized that they wanted to actually do proper colonization, they started in North Africa, that's in northern Nigeria.
Okay.
So where they have the ulama, all those people, they were actually well established. Okay. So they used them and then realized that yes, it was easier to use indirect rule using the already lizard that they have, the Amiri and Co. So when it works, then they actually introduce the currency there. You can see even this one. Look at it. You can see that the headquarters should be in Lagos. You can see what they wrote Lagos. 26th January,
so
1951.
Issued in Lagos.
Yes.
For the whole of West Africa.
For the whole of West Africa.
And that will be including the Gold Coast and then the current Sierra Leone.
And the Sierra Leone. So the four British West African countries. Then, even when we had independence, you can see that even we still not changed.
That is the West African Currency Board issuing to the British West Africa, the notes were 10 shillings.
So 10 shillings.
1957.
But do you know what happened?
2 or 3, 4 months after independence.
Do you see something strange on the currency? There is some other writing that on there.
Okay, it says members of the West African Currency Board.
Look at the new. There is another.
Okay, promise to pay on demand.
There is the sum. Writing. I want you to see the Arabic writing on them. You are talking of 10 shillings.
Why is the Arabic writing on a West African currency in 1957?
So that's why they have to, I told you about the indirect rule. This is Hausa language. You know, the Hausa language became a language of commerce and a language of trade. So, and it was even a language of instruction, even with the military and the police. What happened, because they use it in its works, they have to use the Arabic writing in Hausa. So this is what? You said 10 what?
Shillings.
So, Sulengoma.
Sulengoma.
Yeah, Sulengoma. So it means that the Hausa man who understand Arabic will just read it and actually know that this is my currency. Okay. So they wanted the currency to be adopted to the people. So the people know that the European who introduced it. Your own language is part of it. Then if you look at this one,
and this one too has Arabic. That's 1958.
Yeah.
Again issued by the Bank of Ghana, but has Arabic.
Yeah, Sulengoma again. So if you come to this one.
Oh, it's Hausa.
Yeah, Hausa.
Letters.
Hausa letters in Arabic. Okay. It's just like we write these, our local language, using what? You know, the English alphabet.
Okay.
So it's the same. So if you look at this one, it's £1, then fun toy. Then if you look at this one, it's £5, fun beer. So that is how they do it and it's work. Then when you go to the other side, you can see the time that we have actually evolved and now
to the modern state.
To the modern state after 1960. So you can see the currency that we have here, and you can see that they actually tried to depict our own history. You know, where we try to use our own images, and this is where the issue actually came about when we decided that 10,000 Ghana cedis.
You mean in 2007?
2007, where we decided to deceive.
The value is the
value. No, we said the value is the same. But that is why sometimes I tell anybody that comes, I tell them that we have to go back and look at this, our professors at the university. Nobody tried to challenge these people to tell them that the value is not the same. Because if you cancel 4 zeros and it's left with 1, and you say it's equivalent to $1, you are not being fair to me, because each of these zeros represents what? A figure.
Yeah.
So 10,000, you cancel 10,000 and say 10,000 is equivalent to $1. So now you can
saying we're just deceiving ourselves.
We're just deceiving ourselves
By doing devaluation.
We devalue it. We cancel 4 zeros. And they were not just 4 zeros. They were numbers that we cancel. So, and that's why we are getting the effect now. So if you ask the economy, they will tell you that this is the problem we are having. And as a museum, we only have to educate. We are not doing politics here. Yeah. We let people understand.
I think the education is good.
No, but that is how it's supposed to be. But maybe somebody may listen to this conversation.
And they don't understand.
That is to check this guy, Mahmoud Malik. Is he a politician? He's not a politician. He's telling the story.
A historian and archaeologist as well.
And one thing about Achampong, it was Achampong that actually promoted the Larbanga mosque.
Okay, so during the time of Achampong, the Bank of Ghana issued the 5 Ghana cedi
notes. The 5 Ghana cedi notes.
That had notably that historical edifice, the Larbanga mosque.
So, yes, and because of that, they have actually asked the Public Works Department, the Ghana Museum Monument member, to go around and renovate all of them. And at that time, there were about 20 that they can identify. But when we go through the document, they were everywhere dense, like in different caves across the country. But here is the case, we can only count for 10.
Well, that's where we have to end our conversation. And Dr. Malik Sako helping us during the discussion. He's currently the assistant director when it comes to the Museums and Monuments Board. And there was an experience I wanted to show you. So we have this web. It's a spider web. When you are actually beneath it, you can hear echo when you talk. Why is that?
It's not an echo. You can get the spider's feeling. You know, we talk about this spider having a lot of powers. Within the space, the spider has its power to amplify your voice. It's because you have no time. If not, you have tested it to see. As you move...
Yeah, I've tested it. Yeah, but of course not on air.
You know, but when you are moving and then you get to the black star line, which is the hope of all Africans, you see that your voice amplified. And that tells you a lot about how the spider can...
It's not because you put mics there for it to be amplified. This is natural.
It's the echo. But at least we have to actually let the spider speak to everybody.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Sako, and helping